Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome to Java Edition Snapshot 22w42a, the first snapshot for the Minecraft 1.20 update that was just announced at Minecraft Live, although with a little bit of a different twist this year. This year they are not announcing the theme of the update or announcing any of the features before they are basically ready for players to play with. So the first snapshot for Minecraft 1.20 has come out simply days after Minecraft Live. Minecraft Live was last Saturday. This Wednesday, we got our first look at this snapshot, and I'm very excited to check out some of the features that they've announced so far. Remember, these aren't going to be the only features available in Minecraft 1.20. They're going to be announcing the remainder of the features for the update as they start to reach completion. So I'm going to do what I've done in previous snapshots and take a look at this snapshot in survival. I want to see how easy it is or hard it is to find a bunch of these features just exploring the world in survival the way you normally would. And so that means we're going to start off by crafting a wooden pickaxe, grab enough materials to get us up to at least stone level, and then I think I'm going to go looking for a desert. I think a lot of the features are going to be best found in a desert or potentially interacted with in a desert, so it seems like the right thing to do. A bunch of the features in this update are not necessarily found in deserts. The camel is the only one that's actually found in a desert, but a lot of hot biomes involved, I think. We need to get some bamboo from a jungle if we're going to test out the bamboo wood set. Camels will be found in a desert, and then the other features are hanging signs, which we should be able to make as long as we have a decent amount of wood, and chiseled bookshelves, which I don't know the crafting recipe for yet, but I assume we're going to need some leather, so I'm just going to kill this cow real quick. Didn't even get any leather from that one. Okay, we have some leather. We're on the board. I thought for a second that those might be camels, but they're actually llamas. We're in a savannah, so I'm going to head over towards this jungle where hopefully we'll be able to find a decent amount of bamboo. Although this cave could be a good source of iron, I don't really like the look of that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get back up from there very easily. I'm mostly looking for iron because I know we will need chains to craft the hanging signs. Look at this cave though. Okay, 118 was a while ago, Pix. Move on. I should probably grab a couple of different types of wood as well because I'd like to compare and contrast the hanging signs. Here is our first bamboo. Okay, perfect. I actually crafted the sword so that I could slice the bamboo down real fast, even though I'm using the axe as the weapon. The sword is just the bamboo gatherer. We'll get a spot of jungle wood as well, once again for our hanging signs that we'll be able to craft later. Grab as much bamboo as we can because I'm certain we'll need a few more of these. Got about a stack of bamboo now. That should be enough for us to experiment with the wood type. We can always plant it and grow it if we need to. And I'm wondering if we can find a desert, if we can stick to the coastline here and follow the line of some of these warmer biomes. I plonked down my furnace to cook some food, and I was trying to craft some stuff with bamboo, but it seems like bamboo doesn't have a crafting recipe yet in Java Edition. I wonder if they've just simply not enabled that. So I've got cheats enabled in this world. I'm going to go into creative mode real fast, which they've reordered the creative mode inventory. That's actually amazing. Let's take a quick look for bamboo. I'm not seeing any bamboo blocks in here at all. Oh, interesting. So this is something I had to look up the Snapshot article for, where they have the changelog and everything. They have now made some of the experimental features for Minecraft 1.20 part of an optional data pack. This is kind of similar to the experimental features toggle on Bedrock Edition, and it enables them to separate out different aspects of experimental features, like bundles, for example, which aren't available as of Minecraft 1.17, even though they were implemented in the code right then. So far, people have added them using data packs. One of those is now built in up here, but the other one is new features and content for 1.20. And I didn't enable that when I logged into the world. So I wonder if I can open the pack folder here. No, weird. It doesn't let me drag the data pack from a data packs folder in this save into this save, which is the one I just started. So I'm going to have to delete that one. We started in a snowy biome. It wasn't all that great anyway. I'm going to recreate the world that I just tried out. We're going to leave cheats on. We're going to save the difficulty on normal, and we're going to enable the data pack. And I'm going to do all of that stuff I just did again. Okay, and now we get the experimental features warning, and now when I load up the world, we're in, and hopefully we should get the bamboo crafting recipes this time. Learn from my mistakes, people. Make sure you read the Snapshot article before you load up the Snapshot and start exploring new things. Like, I kind of understand why they've done that, but I kind of don't understand, because surely the point of these snapshots in the first place is to try out experimental features. And I get that, yes, you can try out experimental stuff like the bundle separately without confusing yourself that it's going to be in Minecraft 1.20, but why do that now? Maybe the team is going to give us some clarification about that in future. Not to worry, I should be able to run through the jungle getting all of the stuff that I got before. Let's meet you back on the beach and we'll be able to craft a raft together. Good news, I made it back to the beach. I actually had to go and get a bunch of wool as well, and I can hear stuff creeping up around me. There we go. Looks like the zombies are going to burn at least, and the creeper won't be too much of a problem. But on my way around, I've been collecting bamboo, and I noticed it actually popped up in my 2x2 crafting grid here, which means we can make bamboo out of 4 bamboo, turning that into bamboo planks. Now, the next question I had was, can we craft these into the boat to get the raft? We can. Interesting sprite. I like that. Can we craft these into chests? Oh, we can. Because that has some very interesting implications, not just for the chest raft, bamboo raft with chest, kind of implying that we can make rafts of other materials, but I don't think we can right now. Look at that. That's so cool. But the cool thing about being able to grow bamboo and turn that into chests is that it saves you from having to make an automatic tree farm if you want to make a ton of chests. You could effectively auto farm bamboo and use it for any wood crafting recipe in which the type of wood is not necessarily an issue, like chests, for example, which aren't made out of any specific type of wood. You can make them out of a mix of woods if you want to. So I'm definitely going to get a bit more bamboo and bring that with me. I'm trying to avoid the creepers as best I can. I picked up a couple of other things as I went, including a bit of iron and some more flowers for different types of dye, but I think it's time to set sail in search of a desert. With a brief visit to this ruined nether portal, just in case there's anything cool in the chests. That's another iron nugget. Might as well take the flint and steel. We'll be able to craft some shears or something with that. And these islands are just beach biomes. You can tell from the fact that there are turtles here. I might grab some of the sugarcane though, because I presume the chiseled bookshelf is going to be crafted using books. And then we'll get back on our raft, probably dump all of our worldly possessions into the chest, and move on to our next adventure. How are we feeling about the raft, by the way? I quite like it. It's got a different aesthetic to the other boats. You can see the oars a little bit more clearly. I like the fact that the chest is just kind of sat there. I wonder if retrospectively we could get some more interesting boat shapes out of the other types of wood now. Or do you think it's better to have a bunch of different types of boat that we make with the other wood types and for bamboo to be the only unique one? Let me know. Bunch more sugarcane here, though. We're going to need it to test out the bookshelves. Come on, Minecraft. You're killing me with these beach biomes. Hold up. There's a shipwreck. May as well raid the shipwreck. Yeah, more iron. Perfect. All right. We can use that to make some chains, I think. And at least I've got a few more emeralds that I can maybe trade with some villagers if I find a village. On we go. One thing we got from Minecraft Live that isn't implemented in this snapshot is the sniffer, because obviously we only just voted for it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but sooner or later we'll be able to visit these ocean ruins and find sniffer eggs in the chests. That's a desert biome. Okay, this might be our first chance to take a look at camels. If we can get over here, it looks like an island, but maybe there's a little bit more offshore. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Hello, mesa spikes. Looks like very exciting. And of course, it's raining on me now. Next question, can camels spawn in the rain? Can they even spawn in deserts? Are they here? Gonna pack up my raft boat and take it with me. Oh gosh, there's pufferfish. Ah, help! A warm welcome to this rainy desert. Come on, show me the camels. Show me the camels. I didn't come all this way just to see bunny rabbits. Do we only get camels in desert villages, maybe? Yes, camels only spawn naturally in desert villages. So it looks like we're gonna have to find some of those. And is that part of a village house over there, or is that the mesa faking me out? Except it's not the mesa anymore, it's the bad lands. Well, any lands that don't give me a camel, automatically bad in my opinion. What in the heck is that? There's a village! There's a village right over there. There will be camels. This weird obelisk has guided me to where there is actually kind of a... Yeah, there's definitely a village there. I wasn't sure if that was the same village, just from a different angle. Thank you, weird obelisk. You will not be forgotten. Now, the main thing I want, aside from being able to literally see a camel, is for this desert village to have a saddle, because you can't ride camels without one. You can tame them, but you can't ride them around. Do we have any camels here in the village? I'm not seeing them immediately. There's a lot of villagers. They have plenty of cactus in the chests as well, and it's kind of cool that you find cactus in the chests now that it's used to domesticate camels. There is one! There's one right there. It's sat kind of... It's literally sat on top of the village bell. Oh, you weird thing. Oh, you lovely, lovely lad. Look at you. Oh my days, the majestic camel. They're really tall. If I stand next to this thing when it's not standing on top of the village bell, that is quite a sight to behold. And I can get on top of this thing and wow, it's got a lot of health. Oh, and it sits down. It sits down while I'm on there. And the field of view moves so smoothly. I like it. Is it already domesticated? It's not like kicking me off or anything? Or maybe it's only laying down because I've not tamed it yet. It seems like it just wants to lay down. And honestly, I'm quite happy that it's doing that because the little flappy ears make me so happy. Either way, if there is a leather worker anywhere in this village, I might be able to buy a saddle from them, or alternatively find one in the chests of an abandoned mineshaft. But with nothing immediately visible there, I'm tempted to go the leather worker route. Either way, I want to do a bit more stuff while I'm here. So this lovely camel is just going to hang out while we try crafting some other stuff. First of all, I'm going to make a chest, dump all of my supplies in here. I could use all of this iron to make a cauldron, but I need some nuggets and some ingots to make chains, because those are part of the recipe for hanging signs. The other thing we will need, I believe, is stripped logs, although I don't know if it means stripped wood. Well, that's my axe broken, so I guess I need to make another one of those. And when we pick this up, there it is. New recipe is unlocked for hanging signs in all kinds of colors. So it is just stripped logs that we need, but we need 6 of them in a similar fashion to the 6 planks that you need to craft a regular sign, and you need 2 chains, but you do get 6 signs out of the deal, which is not too bad. We can now attach these to the side of that, and you instantly have to edit the message. So let's say my stuff, no touch. And does it say the same thing on the opposite side? It doesn't. And we can't edit that now. So it looks like we only get to write the text on half of the sign. I would sort of love that to mirror on the opposite side of the sign as well. Although I understand why it doesn't, because if you wanted to add an arrow to this facing one way, the arrow would be facing the opposite way when you looked at it on the opposite side. And this villager is clearly not obeying the sign already, but I like the hanging signs. I think those are pretty cool. We can add a bamboo block to the side of this and hang a sign from below the block here as well, and obviously that's just a plain sign, but it looks pretty good. I'm going to plant a little bit more of the bamboo so it will grow up around here naturally whilst we're doing some crafting. Camel's going to sleep for the night, and so will I. I gotta say, camels do look really weird when they're just balanced on a single block like that, but some of these quirks are one of the things that I think makes Minecraft lovely. Anyway, gonna set my spawn point there and not touch the bed too often. Yep, if you can get down off my crafting table, that would be lovely, thank you. And let's craft a little bit more bamboo so that we can make a bamboo fence, because those are, for a start, going to look really cool. I love the fact that they are effectively like big bamboo shoots, but all dried out, and they keep the hole in the top texture when you combine them like that. The bamboo plank texture also does them a lot of favors, because a fence with a different type of texture is a really cool addition. The sound it makes when you place them is also very neat, and if you place a hanging sign underneath a fence like that, it's actually going to connect in a V shape there instead of connecting via 2 chains like that. It will also hang at an angle, which I think is really quite superb. It doesn't seem like we can do that with the ones underneath blocks, though. They basically just snap to 90-degree angles, whereas these ones can hang like they're swinging a little bit, and then you can hang another sign underneath at a different angle if you want to. Those are at a slightly different angle. I assume if I break this, then they're just gonna, yeah, they pop off, okay, like paintings would do or whatever. But using some of the dyes I brought with me, of course, we can dye the sign text any color, and that makes it a little bit more aggressive looking with the red. Obviously, we could add glow ink to the sign as well. Yeah, really just the inability to write words on the opposite side of the sign is one of the things that I hope they change in future. But of course, one of the coolest parts of this is we can make hanging signs of all different wood textures. Why is that not working for stripped acacia? Does acacia not have them? Birch doesn't seem to have them either. What is going on? It's not a stripped wood thing, is it? Does that give us the recipe for hanging signs using these? Probably not. Maybe they're only available in certain wood types for now. Kind of weird if so, but I don't know, we can live with it. I do really like them as supports though as well. Like, you can imagine those being used decoratively for things other than just signage. Like, you can imagine that being like a bracket that's holding some stuff together. You can do a lot with these. And I believe we saw in the Minecraft live video that you could do hanging signs with bamboo as well, but I don't have any more chains. Can you turn bamboo planks back into sticks, by the way? You can. Okay, so that makes mathematical sense, right? Because 2 bamboo gets you 1 stick. If you put 4 bamboo in a square like that, you get 1 bamboo plank, and if you put 2 bamboo planks in here, you get 4 sticks. The maths works out. Anyway, I'm going to burn this stripped acacia log to get some more iron so I can make another hanging sign, because I think you can make them out of bamboo as well. See, yeah, bamboo hanging signs are a thing. You only get 2 because you're using bamboo planks, not stripped logs, because bamboo doesn't have stripped logs, right? It doesn't have logs of any kind. It just has the standard plants. So those are slightly cheaper but slightly fewer at the same time, and they have a bit more texture than the stripped wood types. I like especially the fact that it keeps the bamboo like hole down the center very consistent, and it is very weird to have a block that you can't place straight up on the ground, but of course it has to have a supporting block, and the supporting blocks are above or to the side of these. But that includes other hanging signs, so you could have those like across a city street or something like that. We could hang them between 2 of the houses here. Although one of the things it says in the changelog, now I'm looking at this, is that hanging signs with a horizontal bar will not pop when the supporting block is removed. Ah, now we can have some fun with those. So technically, if they're attached to the side of a block, if they have that horizontal bar, it means they are supported and will defy gravity. Interesting. Can I walk on these, by the way? Does these have collision? I guess the horizontal bar does, right? Because I can walk through the sign, but I collide with the horizontal bar, making these effectively now a balance beam. It's a tightrope walk. That's actually very cool. And if I remove that one, then that one's hanging in the air, and of course we can place that adjacent to that. Nice. I like these more and more the more I use them. Actually kind of neat that the oak ones have those metal braces on them, but the jungle ones don't. They actually have a little bit of distinct variation between them. And let's move the sand block to over here, and now we have kind of like a cat bridge going across the top of this village. That's cool. Parkour uses, all kinds of neat stuff we can do with them. I like hanging signs a lot. More bamboo is growing, which is excellent. We can make more use of the bamboo wood pallet because, of course, it has stairs, it has slabs, it has trapdoors, it has pressure plates. There's actually a jungle right by here, so I might go and get some more of that. And on my way, I'll get a little bit more jungle wood, and let's see if we can make ourselves some chiseled bookshelves. Okay, we got a bunch more bamboo, some of which I'm going to replant over here just so we get a little bit more growing. I mostly want to turn this into the trapdoors because the trapdoors look absolutely beautiful. I love this design. Actually fits really well with the aesthetic of these desert villages. Rotational symmetry as well, quite important. It's one of the reasons I don't use warped trapdoors all that much, is they look kind of weird. Bamboo buttons are also a thing. That's quite nice. Kind of like a pin-striped button. Bamboo slabs are pretty much what you'd expect. Very neat that we have them, though. Gonna hang a sign from the underside of that. Guess we should also put our raft right here. Expecting one of the villagers to get on this any second now. And let's make some books so we can figure out the whole chiseled bookshelf thing. The recipe did pop up when I just made a book for the first time, so I wonder where we can find it. Looks like we'll need to go to show all. Chiseled bookshelf. Oh, okay, it needs planks and 3 slabs in the middle. That makes sense because it's empty when you craft it, right? So you actually don't need the books at all. But it does show up when you craft a book for the first time, which gives the impression that it's something that you use for books. That does make sense, I guess. Also, quite cool that we can get these without having to make books because books are quite expensive. But of course, once we get hold of it, it looks like so, and it's a very flat texture, obviously. Like, it's got a lot of depth to the texture itself, but you sort of expect to see the depth as you move around it, but it's not a block model. The texture just changes every time you add a book to it. Like, if I add a book in there, it goes in the top left, and if I take it out from the top left, we can't place it anywhere else. You effectively fill up the slots from the top shelf left to right, and then the bottom shelf left to right. So naturally, that means if I right-click on this with a couple more books, the whole thing fills up, and it will fill up in the same pattern each time, and then we remove the books by right-clicking, and it removes them in reverse order. I might spawn in a comparator from creative mode so that I can check this out as far as redstone contraptions go, but I'm also kind of curious if we can get a hopper to feed books into these. In the meantime, let's add a bamboo fence gate over here, and I think we are close to done with the amount of bamboo stuff we can craft. The bookshelves are also material agnostic. You're not going to get an acacia bookshelf out of this, but it does mean you can use any combination of wood for them. The top texture, the side texture, this kind of reminds me of like the Apple command key a little bit. The side texture is basically the front texture, but in wood colors. And if I was able to buy an enchanted book or a book and quill from any of these guys, which it doesn't look like I'll be able to right now, you can, in theory, store them in this chiseled bookshelf in whatever order you add them. That's the order that you would remove them. Right now, it's kind of difficult to show that, but as long as you're not clicking on it with a book item, you can remove the books in reverse order. See, I told you this guy was going to get in my boat. Now, I want to ride this camel, and one of the other ways I realized I could probably get a saddle is by fishing. So I'm going to go and grab some string from this mine shaft. Don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, actually. I pretty much always get saddles from fishing. Well, I got a fish that time, but it's sort of what I expected, really. Well, after a fruitless time fishing, I decided it was probably better for me to just recruit a leather worker. So here I am, taking out the village's iron golems in order to get enough iron for a cauldron. I'm going to buy some leather armor from this guy, make myself another boat, and head over to get some leather from wherever the local cows are spawning these days. Turns out they're all over here in the savannah. While we're here, we'll kill a chicken and a squid so that we can get hold of a book and quill, bring back enough leather that we can do a couple more trades, and eventually just cave and start selling the farmers their own wheat. Trading grind turns out to be pretty tedious, so in desperation I go looking for any other sources of saddles, like jungle temples. Apparently they don't spawn in abandoned mine shafts at all, and my desert doesn't have a desert temple, so that's out of the question as well. Along the way I come across this pretty awesome hole in the ground, from which I figure I might as well get some decent iron, mine up the redstone that's here, and snoop around to see if I can find any quick diamonds. I mean, I'm not hating my chances down here. There's a lot of zombie noises around too. I'll grab what I can from these mine shaft chests, but no chance chances of a saddle here. Oh, here we go. Here's a dungeon with absolutely no chests in it whatsoever. Eventually, I found a halfway decent patch of gravel, which I know doesn't sound like the biggest thing in the world, but I happen to remember that the flint trade is really useful for leveling up leatherworkers. And if you recruit a Fletcher with the right trades, they'll basically convert gravel into flint for you. So all I had to do was loop those trades a couple more times, and now my leatherworker would start asking for rabbit hide. I should have just stuck to fishing. And finally, after countless fish, after a bunch of name tags and other loot, after having to kill a couple more iron golems so I could craft an anvil to repair an enchanted fishing rod that I had fished up that had unbreaking and lure 2, even after fishing up a different fishing rod that had mending on but it only had 1 durability so it broke immediately when I used it, I finally dredged up a saddle. Now where the heck is that camel? I need to ride it. At this point, I think the thing has wandered off over into the Badlands nearby, so I guess the Badlands are giving me a camel after all. I have spent so long in this area just trying to get a saddle that the one camel that was here has wandered off. Seriously, where the heck is this thing? Did it go into the cave? Is it in the mine shaft somewhere? I'm about to tame and saddle up this horse so we can go looking for the camel. I was hoping to get the best friends forever advancement from the camel, but it looks like we got to stick with this horse, which is actually kind of slow. Where has the camel gone? I should have dug a hole for this camel and put it directly in the hole. Some of the village cats have gotten out this far, so could the camel have got this far as well? I cannot believe how much effort this has been just so I can try and ride a camel in this video game. There it is! It must be the camel. It was the only one in the village. It's my camel now. Oh, good lord, you're slow. But I'm doing it. I'm riding the camel. Let's see what this camel is capable of. It's capable of walking incredibly slowly so far, but if I hit sprint, oh, there's a turn of speed on this one. Let me out of this godforsaken jungle so I can sprint in my natural environment. Clear the ravine in a single bound. Oh, well, not quite, but good effort, I think. This is the true test of the camel's abilities. Whoa, yes! Oh, all this has been worth it. All this has been worth it just to clear that majestic ravine, to leap from the rooftops of the desert village, to walk the tightrope walk that I made earlier. What a graceful creature you are. And look at this. Perfection right here in a screenshot. I absolutely love these things. There's just something so cute about them. And the way they get up, oh, that's just so cool when you're hanging around it. Absolutely worth all of the struggle it took to get this saddle. We can ride a camel out into the desert. And it's just got this like lumbering walk to it right now, and then once you sprint it really takes on a turn of speed. And that jump, I bet if you chain that together, oh, it's got a cooldown though. Did you see that? That purple bar covers the entire thing, so you can't just spam jump. That's actually pretty clever. Let's see if we can take it around here and clear some of these rivers. Whoa! Oh, not quite. Okay, but we managed to make it onto dry land nonetheless. Yeah, Minecraft Live, they talked about these things clearing rivers, but the rivers have gotten significantly wider as of Minecraft 1.18. Luckily, this thing is able to keep its head above the water for a substantial amount of time, and they don't have anything else in the inventory. You can't add chests to them or anything, which, while I understand having a camel with chests would make sense because they are pack animals, I can see them wanting to keep that property unique to llamas and horses, right? Well, tragically, after all of that, we've only found one camel, so I can't demonstrate camel breeding to you, but we do know that they will eat cactus, so we can at least give this one a cactus as sign of a job well done. And from the back of this camel, which isn't going to move until I tell it to, I guess, and I'm fine just hanging out here, that is where we're going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you so much for watching this little showcase of Minecraft Snapshot 22w42a. Wait a second. I have a couple more questions. And for that, we'll have to sprint back to the village and go into creative mode, actually, because I had a couple of questions that I'm simply not going to be able to answer without going into creative mode or spending a lot more time here in survival. So, question number 1 is, do these chiseled bookshelves affect enchanting tables? I have a feeling they don't, considering that you can craft them without books, but I am kind of curious to see if adding books to them does anything to an enchanting table setup. So as you can see, no particles get added right away. There's nothing special about that. And once again, we get to look at the creative inventory having been sorted by material. I love this. But let's throw in a few books here, a couple of book and quills and an enchanted book there. Nope, that doesn't seem to be affecting the enchantment table at all. Just to give you a quick example of what it looks like with normal bookshelves, you can usually see the particles start to appear, and yeah, as you can see, the runes and whatnot will make themselves known, indicating that they do connect to this. Let's throw a sword in there. Yeah, we're only getting enough for 3 bookshelves worth of enchantments here, which means that these on here aren't really doing a great deal. So let's also go into the creative inventory here and take a look at hanging signs. See, they are available in all different colors, including acacia, which is the one that I had trouble crafting earlier, I think. Creative menu is now sorted slightly differently as well. We have nature blocks and functional blocks here. I think a lot of this is a little similar to the Bedrock Edition creative inventory, but obviously it's grouped differently and doesn't expand and collapse for different types of materials. Now, what I wanted to see is if I get a hanging sign here and I show all of the craftable versions. Okay, weird. So stripped oak logs are showing up in the recipe for acacia hanging signs. That must be a mistake. It doesn't seem like that's the case for any of the others, but birch hanging signs just don't seem to be in here at all, right? There are only 9 types of wood, including bamboo, which should be the 10th type. I expect they'll fix that. That's probably just one small oversight in the crafting recipes for this snapshot. Well, I think there is where we're going to leave it for this episode. Thank you so much for indulging me in a couple of extra things here, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you folks soon. Take care. Bye for now.